Using transformation formula, you will get one question from the chapter trigonometry. Study all the theorems because theorems are easier than problem. So you can study it and write it clearly. And for all the theorems, diagrams are compulsory. For all the inequalities, you have to draw a lines for given inequalities and find the solution region. Tan 2a can be written as 2 tan a divided by 1 minus tan square a. Hello everyone, a warm welcome to one and all. This is Yashruti ma'am lecturing in Vidhyaashram, the Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. So we were discussing the model question paper prescribed by the Pre-University Board of Karnataka for the academic year 2021-22. In our last sessions, we have learned how to answer part A, part B and part C section. So here in this session, I will be taking part D and part E section, that is how you are able to answer 5 marks question as well as 10 marks question in part D and part E. So this is the pattern of the question paper as you already know. So it contains 5 sections of 1 mark, 2 mark, 3 mark, 5 marks and 1 10 mark question. So we have discussed this completely. So now we are going to solve 5 marks and 10 marks question in the form of 6+4 pattern. So for 5 marks question in part D section, you will be given 12 questions here. You need to attend only 6 questions. Here you have exactly 50% of chance of selecting questions here. So therefore, out of 12 you can attend any 6. So, and in part E section, there will be 3 questions. You are supposed to answer only 1 question from part E, that is in the form of 6+4. 1 question for 6 marks and 1 question for 4 marks pattern. So let's look at the model question paper part D. So answer any 6 question, 6 5s are 30. So you will be having 1 question from the chapter relations and function, especially a function, that is you have studied some special functions. So you will be having 1 5 mark question from the chapter relation and function. It may be modulus function, sinum function or a polynomial function, constant function or greatest integer function. And 1 question from the trigonometry, especially from transformation formula. Using transformation formula, you will get 1 question from the chapter trigonometry and 1 mathematical induction, that is proving the result 1 square, 2 square plus 3 square n into n plus 1, n plus 2 by 6, or you may get other question using the principle of mathematical induction. Next you have 1 question from the complex number chapter, that is to convert into polar form. So a question will be given of complex number, you have to find out z, then find the polar form of a complex number. 1 linear inequality, that is using graph, you have to solve the given inequality. Next you have 1 question from combinations. From the chapter permutations and combination, you will be having 1 5 mark question on combinations only. Next you have a binomial theorem which you can study it compulsory. So this is compulsory question you can study. You can study binomial theorem and 1 arithmetic and geometric mean from the chapter sequence and series problem. Next you have derive the formula to find the distance of a point from the line. So this is also an important derivation which you can study. Next, a section formula from the chapter 3-dimensional geometry. Again, this is also one of the important question which you will get every year. Next, you have limit sin x by x. This is also a theorem which you can consider as an important from the chapter limits. Next, you have to find the mean deviation about mean. Here in this paper, they have asked you to find the mean deviation about mean. They may ask you to find mean deviation about median also. And this is the question given here. So these are the question which you may expect for 5 marks question. So compulsorily you can study all the theorems because theorems are easier than problem. So you can study it and write it clearly. And for all the theorems, diagrams are compulsory. So writing the proof without the diagram, you will be not awarded any marks. So whenever you are proving any theorem geometrically, you have to write a proper diagram required to the proof. Next, here we have a part E section. So here in part E section, as I already told you, you will be having 3 questions, but you need to attend only 1 question. That is, question number 64 contains a geometrical proof of cos x plus y from the chapter trigonometry, and find the sum of n terms of the series. That is, you have a special series in series and sequences. So you will get one 4 marks question. So this is for 6 marks question along with one sub question here, and this is a 4 mark question. So question number 64, 10 marks. And question number 65 is angle between 2 lines, that is tan theta is equal to m2 minus m1 over 1 minus m1 m2. And here again you have one trigonometric. Usually they will ask you multiple angles, tan 3x, sin 3x, cos 3x, like that, tan 4x. You have to prove the multiple angle formulas. Next, you have a derivation of an ellipse and its definition for 6 marks question. Along with this, you have derivative using product or quotient rule for 4 marks. So these are the questions you may expect for 6 marks question. So from 64, 65, 66, you can attend 1 question completely. That is, either 64AB you have to attend, or 65A and B you have to attend, or 66AB you have to attend. Do not make a confusion of writing 64A and 65B. So you can't award any marks for that. You have to attend 1 question compulsorily from these 3 choices. Now let's solve this model question paper. Define modulus function, draw the graph of it, also write its domain and range. How we will define the modulus function? Modulus function is the function from real numbers to real number defined f of x is equal to modulus x. So this is how it is denoted, and how it is defined. It is positive for all x greater than or equal to 0, and we will make it as minus x for x less than 0. That is, if you take 3, then it is 3 only. Suppose if you take minus 3, then we take minus of minus 3 and make it positive. So for x greater than or equal to 0, it is x. For x less than 0, we take it as minus of x. And the range is 0, infinity, because for any real number, for 2 it is 2, for 4 it is 4, for 6 it is 6. But for minus 2 it is plus 2 only, for 4 is also plus 4, minus 6 it is 6. So therefore, for any values of x, whether it may be negative, 0 or a positive real number, a graph of the modulus function will be like this. So writing graph, definition, domain and range will carries 5 marks. Next one. Prove that cos 4x plus cos 3x plus cos 2x over sin 4x plus sin 3x plus sin 2x is equal to cos 3x. So I already said you will get 1 question from transformation formula from the chapter trigonometry. So here we have the question given using this 2 transformation formula. Cos A plus cos B can be written as 2 cos A plus B by 2 cos A minus B by 2. Sin A plus sin B can be written as 2 sin A plus B by 2 cos A minus B by 2. So let us take the RHS and apply these 2 formulas here. Then it becomes 2 cos A plus B. I will take cos 4x and cos 2x because it is easy for the simplification. So this becomes 4x plus 2x, 6x by 2. We will get 2 cos 3x. Next we have 4x minus 2x is 2x cos x, and plus cos 3x we have. Similarly, in the denominator, I will take sin 4x and sin 2x, so that I will get 2 sin 3x and cos x plus sin 3x. So what I can take as a common factor here is I can take cos 3x outside. So if you take cos 3x outside, you will get here 2 cos x plus 1. Similarly, in the denominator, if you take sin 3x, you will get 2 cos x plus 1. You can cancel this. Cos by sin is nothing but cot 3x. Hence, the result is proved. So just using the transformation formula, whichever required for the problem, you can prove the right hand side of the equation. Next one, prove that 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus n square n into n plus 1 n plus 2 by 6 by the principle of mathematical induction. So here, since we have to follow certain steps, the step 1 is we have to take this as P of n, the result in the form of P of n. Then we have to prove the result for P of 1 is true. Then we will assume that P of k is also true for some particular integer. And wherever n is there, you should replace it by k and write the equation. After that, we need to add k plus 1 whole square to the both side of the equation. So for the same equation, add k plus 1 whole square. Once you add it, solve it and show that P of k plus 1 is also true whenever P of k is true. Since we have assumed the P of k is true, we must get P of k plus 1 is also true. Hence, we can express k plus 1 in the form of n into n plus 1, n plus 2 by 6. So then we can conclude that by the method of principal mathematical induction, statement P of n is true for all integer. So showing P of 1 is true contains 1 mark. Writing P of k is true contains 1 marks. Adding k plus 1 and showing that P of k plus 1 is also true carries 2 marks here, and writing the conclusion 1 marks. So total 5 marks. So for any question, by the method of principal mathematical, you have to follow these steps to get 5 marks. So one question from complex number to write it in a polar form. Now for this question, convert the complex number minus 16 divided by 1 plus I root 3 into polar form, multiplying numerator and denominator by 1 minus I root 3. So we have here minus 16, 1 plus I root 3, multiply with its conjugate, that is 1 minus I root 3 divided by 1 minus I root 3. After solving this, we will get z is equal to minus 4 plus I 4 root 3. So how I can write this? I can calculate r using the x value and y value. We know that any complex number, if it is in the form of x plus iy, then r is nothing but square root of x square plus y square. So using this, we can get r is equal to 8. And we know that the value of x is nothing but r cos theta, the value of y is nothing but r sin theta. So we know the value of r. Substituting these value, we can find theta is equal to minus pi by 3, which can be expressed as pi minus pi by 3. Once you got theta, we know the polar form of z can be represented as r cos theta plus I sin theta. So this is the polar form here. So comparing with the polar form r cos theta plus I sin theta, we have the value of r and theta. Substituting it, in the place of r it is 8. Cos theta is nothing but cos 2 pi by 3 plus I sin 2 pi by 3. The same way has to be done for any other complex number. So converting the polar form, you make 2 marks. So finding r and theta, 1 marks, and expressing it 1 mark. So total 5 marks. Next one, solve the following system of linear inequality graph. X plus 2y less than or equal to 8, 2x plus y less than or equal to 2, x greater than or equal to 0, y greater than or equal to 0. So this means the solutions lies in the first quadrant here. So here we have to solve these two equations, that is taking x plus 2y is equal to 0. If you put x is equal to 0, then y is equal to 4 you will get. So this is the point. And if you put y is equal to 0, x is equal to 8. So this is the point. We have to draw a line for these two equations. Similarly, we have 2x plus y is equal to 2. On solving this equation, we will get two coordinates here and here. So join this equation. Since both the equations have the inequality less than or equal to, that means the solution is below the line. So we have to find the solution for both the lines. So this shaded region implies the solution for this region. So after finding the solutions or drawing the lines for any inequality given, we have to determine the region that represents the solution. So for this particular linear inequality, this is the solution region. Similarly, for all the inequalities, you have to draw a lines for given inequalities and find the solution region. So this again carries a 5 marks. Next one. A group consists of 4 girls and 7 boys. In how many ways can a team of 5 members can be selected if the team has at least 1 boy and 1 girl? Second question, at least 3 girls. Now here let me solve the first question. At least 1 boy, 1 girl means we have to select a team of 5, which should include at least 1 boy and 1 girl. So total I have 4 girls and 7 boys. If I choose 1 boy from 7, obviously the other 4 must be girl. So this is the first chance. If I choose 1 boy, there must be 4 girl. If I choose 2 boys, there must be 3 girl. If I choose 3 boys, there must be 2 girls. If I choose 4 boys, there must be 1 girl, because at least 1 girl is the condition. So what are the combination we can get here? 7C1 into 4C4, 7C2 into 4C3, 7C3 into 4C2, 7C4 into 4C1. So after solving this, we will get the values as 7, 84, 210, 140. So these are the number of selection in each selection made here. So therefore total number of ways you will get by adding all this. So hence you can select in a way of 441 ways. Second question is at least 3 girls. At least 3 girls means we have 4 girls and 7 boys. 5 has to be selected. If 3 girls has to be selected, 2 must be selected from boy. Or if 4 girls are selected, then 1 boy must be selected from 7 boys. So therefore the order is 7C2 4C3, which is 84. Next is 7C1 4C4, which is 7. When you have at least 3 girls, the required number of ways is 91. Adding 84 and 7, you will get 91. So this is how you have to solve the combination whenever the questions are given. Basically, these types of questions are given from combinations itself for 5 marks. Next one is, prove that for any positive integer n, a plus b whole power n is nc0 a power n, nc1 a power n minus 1b, nc2 a power n minus 2, ncn b power n. So this is a binomial theorem, very important theorem. It's easy and you can learn. Binomial theorem is again proved by the method of mathematical induction only. The statement is given. You have to show that P of 1 is true. That is substituting value of 1 here. You have to show that both LHS and RHS are equal. So that carries 1 marks. Next we will assume that replacing n by whole equation with k, then we can assume that P of k is true for some positive integer k, which carries 1 marks. Next, we have to show that it is true for k plus 1 values. Hence, to show that we have to multiply a plus b on both sides so that it becomes a power b plus k into a plus b, which will become a plus b to the power k plus 1. We have to show that these two are equal. Once you show that these two are equals, which carries 2 marks in the steps, then we have to conclude. Hence, from the principle of mathematical induction, the statement P of n is true for all natural numbers, which carries 1 marks. So total 5 marks for this theorem. Learn this theorem, which you can, so write this theorem as it is easy to understand and easy to remember the steps. So this is a 5 marks question again. If arithmetic mean and geometric mean of 2 numbers are 10 and 8 respectively, find the number. We know arithmetic mean of 2 numbers is a plus b by 2 and geometric mean is root ab. So therefore a plus b by 2 is given as 10 and this is given as 8. So what does this implies? We get a plus b is equal to 20, and what does this imply? ab is equal to 64. So from this equation here, we can write b is equal to 20 minus a, because we have a plus b is equal to 20, and therefore we can write b is equal to 20 minus a. We also know this equation here. Substituting the value of b here, a 20 minus a is equal to 64, we get a quadratic equation. On solving this, we get the numbers in the form of 16, 4 or 4, 16. That is, the numbers may be 16 and 4 or 4 and 16. So next one, derive the formula to find the distance of a point x1, y1 from the line ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. As I said already, a diagram is very important when you are proving any theorem with the help of geometrical method. So this is the diagram we use to find the distance of a point from a line. So what we have to consider here, consider the line and point P of x1, y1. So draw a perpendicular distance PM, which is represented as D, that is the distance between the point and line. Next, the line touches the x-axis at point Q and point R, whose coordinates are minus c by a, 0 and 0, minus c by b. So join PR and PQ. Now here we need to take the area of the triangle. So area of triangle PQR is here half into base is QR into height is PM, that is the distance. We need to find out PM, that is the distance D. So to get D here, PM can be written as 2 times area of triangle PQR divided by QR. Consider this as equation 1. So a diagram with a correct description carries 1 marks. Writing this equation carries 1 marks. Next, you need to find out area of triangles. Area of triangle PQR with the help of the coordinates given here. So here you can find 2 times the area of triangle as AX1 plus BY1 plus C divided by square root of A square plus B square. Next, after expressing this, you have to find these two. That is, you have to find 2 times area of triangle PQR, that you will get it as modulus C by AB into AX1 plus BY1 plus C. So getting this equation again carries 1 marks. Next, you need to find QR. QR you will get it as mod C by AB root A square by B square. Getting this equation again carries 1 marks. Finally, you have to substitute the value of these two in equation 1. Once you find out, write distance as AX1 plus BY1 plus C divided by root of A square plus B square. So writing this equation carries 1 marks. So writing the correct diagram with proper description carries 1 marks. Finding the area of a triangle, that is to find the distance, expressing the equation 1 marks. After that, you need to find out the area of triangle PQR with the help of the coordinates, which result to this equation 1 marks. Again, with the help of QR coordinates, that is applying distance formula, you need to find out the length of QR. Substituting area of triangle PQR and QR in equation 1. Finally, you will get the distance of a point from a line carries 1 marks. So this is how a marks is distributed for this theorem, and this is how you need to solve this theorem. So next one, derive the formula to find the coordinates of the point, divides the line joining the points x1, y1, z1, x2, y2, z2 internally in the ratio m:n. Sometimes they will give you A and B here, or sometimes they will give P x1, Q x2, y2, z2 like that. So the coordinate may differ. Here I have taken the points as PQ. So this is the diagram for the section formula. Now here I have taken the line PQ. Let R be the point dividing the line in the ratio m:n. After that, draw PL, RN, QM perpendicular to XY plane. So once you draw all these plane, join LM, and here you need to draw a line parallel to LM which passes through RT. Then we have to join P and S here. So you will get 2 similar triangles here. One is PSR and another one is TRQ. Using these 2 triangles, using the similarity, we have to find out M by N in the form of Z minus Z1 divided by Z2 minus Z. So writing this diagram and proper description, that is how you have constructed this diagram. So you will carries 2 marks, and getting this equation M by N carries 1 marks here. Then after finding the z coordinate, we need to write the x coordinate as mx2 plus nx1 divided by m plus 1. And similarly, y coordinate as my2 plus ny1 divided by m plus 1. So writing the remaining coordinates and expressing r in the form of x comma y comma z, that is x value, y value, and literally you have to write the z value. So again carries 1 mark for this and 1 mark for this. So total 5 marks. So writing proper diagram and description carries 2 marks here. Getting the value of m by n, 1 mark. Finding the coordinates of x and y, 1 mark. And writing the coordinates of r in the form of x comma y comma z carries 1 marks. So this is how you have to derive the section formula with the help of the diagram. The next question is here we have prove geometrically that limit x tends to 0, sin x by x is equal to 1, where x is measured in radians. So here also writing the proper figure and description. Again here also a figure carries 1 marks and description carries 1 marks. So that is, consider a unit circle. Let AOB be angle x. X lies between 0 to pi by 2 here. Draw two perpendiculars BD and AC to OA. So join OB, extend it to BC, then join AB. So these are the constructions you have to draw and write the description. After writing the description, so we have to write that area of triangle AOB is less than area of sector AOB, which is less than area of triangle AOC. So this is the thing we have to observe from the diagram. So proving this results, which contains 1 marks. So after solving this equation, we will get the inequality as sin x less than tan x. So dividing throughout by sin x, we will get the equation as 1 less than x by sin x less than, so 1 divided by cos x. Next, taking the reciprocal, we get cos x less than sin x by x less than 1. Next, we are supposed to apply limit as x tends to 0. Once you apply this, we get 1 less than limit as x tends to 0 sin x by x less than 1. So, concluding, we have to write this. Therefore, limit as x tends to 0 sin x divided by x is equal to 1. So this is how we get with the help of a sandwich theorem, because whenever f of x and h of x have the same value, and since g of x lies between f of x and h of x, we can write this limit of the function is also equal to 1. So this is how you are supposed to prove this theorem with the help of the diagram. Next we have one question to find out the mean deviation about mean or median. So here is the question to find the mean deviation about mean. So this is the data given, marks obtained by the students and number of the students. How we will calculate mean deviation about mean? So the very first step is we need to find out the mean. So let us write this in a tabular form. So this is the marks obtained by the student and this is the number of students. Once you get the number of students, that is where you will find the total frequency, that is equal to n. Now since we don't know the individual score here, we will find the midpoint for the class interval. So for each class interval here, the midpoint is given. Since we need to find out mean, we know the formula for mean, that is x bar is summation fi xi divided by n. That is, first we need to find out fi xi. So let us find out fi xi here, that is multiply these two columns. When you multiply these two columns with the corresponding scores, we will get fi xi. We need to take the summation. We need to add all these. So we will get 1800. So once you substitute here 1800 divided by 40, here you will get the mean as 45. After getting the mean, we need to find out the deviations from each scores. That is, from xi, we need to subtract xi minus 45. For all the individual score, we have to subtract 45. 15 minus 45, 30. Take only the positive value since we have a modulus there. 25 minus 40, 20. Similarly, for each score, we'll subtract it from 40. The next step is we need to multiply this column with the frequency column here. So that is 2 into 30, 60. Why we have to do it? Because we know that mean deviation is summation fi xi minus x bar divided by n. That is, we need to find this fi xi minus x bar and add it. So that here we will find it for all the corresponding scores and we will add it. Once you add it, substitute it back in the formula. So 400 divided by 40, you will get the value as 10. So this is the mean deviation using mean. So therefore, writing each column here, 1, 2, 3, 4 columns you are writing. So 4 marks and 1 marks for the calculation to find mean and mean deviation. So this is how we will distribute the marks to find the mean deviation about mean, and it is same for mean deviation about median also. So I hope you understood how to attend 5 marks question. Let's move for the 10 mark questions now. So here is the first question. Prove that cos x plus y is equal to cos x cos y minus sin x sin y, and hence prove that cos of pi by 2 minus x is equal to sin x. Again, this is help of the geometrical method only we have to prove this. So consider a unit circle here. Let P4O P1 be angle x, P1O P2 be angle y. Similarly, P4O P3 be angle minus y here, and write the coordinates of P1, P2, P3, P4, that is cos x sin x, cos x plus y sin x plus y, cos of minus y sin y, 1, 0 respectively. Join P1, P3 and P4, P2. So using the distance formula, P1, P3 is equal to P2, P4. This can be written as P1, P3 whole square is equal to P2, P4 whole square. So we need to find out P1, P3 whole square here. So that we get it as 2 minus 2 of cos x cos y minus sin x sin y. So next we need to find out P2, P4 whole square, that we get it as 2 minus 2 cos of x plus y. So here, by equating these two, we have to conclude that cos x plus y is equal to cos x cos y minus sin x sin y. So next here, how the marks is distributed here. For the proper figure, you will get 1 marks and description carries 1 marks here. And writing this equation 1 marks, getting P1, P3 whole square which is equal to this carries 1 marks. Finding P2 whole square again for 1 marks. Simplification and finding showing that the result is true carries 1 marks. So this is how 5 marks is distributed for this theorem. Since one sub-question is added to it, the one question will be for this mark. So how we can find cos pi by 2 minus x is equal to sin x? We know this formula here. So replace x by pi by 2, y by minus x here and express in this equation. So we can show that cos pi by 2 minus x is equal to sin x. So this question carries 1 marks. Sometimes there will be no sub-question. So therefore the 2 marks, that is to get 6 marks, it is used for simplification and proving the result. Hence this question carries 6 marks. Along with this, we have one more sub-question for 4 marks. Let's see that question now. Find the sum of n terms of the series 1 into 2 into 3 plus 2 into 3 into 4 plus 3 into 4 into 5, etc. So since this is in the form of consecutive integers, an can be expressed as n into n plus 1 into n plus 2. So multiplying this, we get it as n cube. Since we need to find out the summation of this series, apply summation on both sides. So summation an is equal to summation n cube plus 3 is a constant, keep it outside, summation n square plus summation n. So substituting the formula for n cube and n square and n, we are supposed to find out Sn for this series. So expressing the nth term carries 1 marks here. So finding the summation carries 1 mark. Simplification and to find the value of summation of series carries 2 marks here. So total 4 marks for this question. Hence for question number 64, 1 question for 6 marks and 1 question for 4 marks. Let's move for the next question. Derive the formula to find the angle between two non-vertical lines, slopes m1 and m2 respectively. Hence find the angle between the lines y minus root 3x minus 5 is equal to 0, root 3y minus x plus 6 is equal to 0. So this is one sub-question added. Hence a 5 marks for this theorem and 1 marks for this sub-question. So this is the diagram we use to calculate the angle between two lines here. Again, writing the proper diagram and description carries 2 marks. So consider line L1 and L2 making an angle alpha 1, alpha 2 respectively here. So we know these two are vertically opposite angles. Hence theta here, and we know that since line 1 is straight line, if this is theta and the angle, this will be phi. Hence we can write phi as 180 minus theta. So getting tan theta in the form of m2 minus m1 divided by 1 plus m1 m2, where you have to write the condition that 1 plus m1 m2 is not equal to 0 because the condition here used is non-vertical lines. So this is the condition for perpendicular lines, that is vertical lines. So we have to get this formula after simplification of this using the diagram. So here next we need to prove case 1 as well as case 2 and conclude the statement back, that is tan theta is m2 minus m1 by 1 plus m2. That is tan theta is equal to m2 minus m1 divided by 1 plus m1 m2. So case 1 when theta is acute and here when theta is obtuse. So we need to check the formula for both the case and we have to show that this is the angle between two lines. Hence for diagram and proper description it is 2 marks. Getting this 1 marks. Case 1 and case 2 1 marks. Hence we can conclude it for 5 marks question. Next we need to show that using this formula we need to find out the value of m2 and m1. So you can find the slope for this, that is m1, and slope for this, that is m2. After evaluation just find the value of angle using the same formula. Hence you will get the angle between the given two lines here. Next, a sub question added to it is prove that tan 3x is 3 tan x minus tan cube x 1 minus 3 tan square x. So tan 3x can be written as tan 2x plus x. We know the formula of tan a plus b is tan a plus tan b divided by 1 minus tan a tan b. Hence using this we can write this as tan 2x plus tan x divided by 1 minus tan 2x tan x. Again we have tan 2x there. We know the formula that tan 2a can be written as 2 tan a divided by 1 minus tan square a. So using this formula here we can write 2 tan x divided by 1 minus tan square x plus tan x whole divided by 1 minus 2 tan x divided by 1 minus tan square x into tan x. So solving this we will get the value as 3 tan x minus tan cube x whole divided by 1 minus 3 tan square x. So using these two formulas and finding the solution or showing that tan 3x is equal to 3 tan x minus tan cube x divided by 1 minus 3 tan square x carries a 4 marks for this question. Next one is the last question. Define an ellipse and derive its equation in the standard form x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1. So here we need to define an ellipse. You will be having 1 marks, and deriving its standard equation x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1 carries 1 mark. So first write the definition. To write the definition you will get 1 marks. Next again here also a proper figure with description. Figure and description carries 2 marks here. So that is you have an ellipse here. consider focus F1 and F2. Consider a point P of x comma y here. So just write the coordinates of focus F1 and F2. So here we have Pf1 plus Pf2 is equal to 2a. So this is the equation we are supposed to use. First find Pf1, next find Pf2. So using this equation, we need to show that the standard equation is x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1. So writing this equation and finding Pf1, Pf2 and solving it carries 2 marks, and getting the equation as x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1 after simplification carries 1 marks. So 1 marks for definition, figure and description 2 marks. So solving and simplification carries 2 marks, and getting the equation showing the result is x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1 carries 1 marks. So total you will be having 6 marks for the standard equation of ellipse. And the sub question here is find the derivative of x power 5 minus cos x by sin x with respect to x. So we are supposed to use the quotient rule here because this is in the u-v form. So using this u by v dash, u dash means derivative of first function, that is 5x power 4 minus sin x into v is nothing but sin x here, minus u is nothing but x power 5 cos x, and v dash is nothing but derivative of sine, that is cos x. So here it is plus, divided by v square is sine square x. So solving this, we will get the answer as minus x power 5 cos x plus 5x power 4 sin x plus 1 divided by sine square x. So getting this and writing the equation carries 2 marks, and after simplification finding the solution carries 2 marks, a 4 marks question again. So this is how we are supposed to answer 5 marks, 6 marks and 4 marks question. So this is how we are going to attend any sort of question paper, and here I have taken an example of model question paper to attend all section, part A, part B, part C, part D, part E. So good luck for your examination. We'll meet you in the next session. Until then, keep watching, keep learning, keep exploring. Thank you.